43 points. The Chicago Bulls finish the fourth quarter with a 17-3 run. Zach and DeMar combined for over 60 points. We're going to break it all down, talk about this this win by the Chicago Bulls over the Detroit Pistons.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
Zach LaVine had probably one of the best first halves that I have ever seen him have, one of the most efficient first halves I've ever seen him have. And I said at the halftime hangout that somebody was going to need to step up big time. Vooch, who had 10 points in that first half, finishes his game with 19-9, 2-1, and 3 blocks from Nikola Vucevic. DeMar DeRozan, who only had 5 points in the first half, finishes with 22 points on 9 of 19 shooting with 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 steal. Ayo Dosunmu gets 11 points in this game, and I said the bench was going to show up much bigger in the second half. The bench, who had only scored a total of 6 points in the first half, Andre Drummond finishes with 12. Alex Caruso finishes with 8. Kobe White finishes with 5. Goran Dragic chips in 4. The Chicago Bulls did what we've been needing to see, and that is step on the neck of an inferior opponent. Now, I will say that the Detroit Pistons hung around this game longer than what I would have liked to see them hang around in it. But the Detroit Pistons was playing solid basketball. They had 2 players scoring over 20 points in this game, 4 more in double digits. They had a nice team balance. But at the end of the day, the Bulls, who are the better team, that does have the better talent, played like a team that had that. They played like a team that should have beat this team, and that's what we needed and wanted to see from this team. Alex Caruso playing 20 minutes in his return. I thought he was going to be in a minutes restriction. 20 minutes Alex Caruso played in this game, and all 20 of those minutes were needed. Now, he had a couple of chippy fouls in that, but 8 points from him, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 assists, 1 block, only 2 turnovers. And let me also mention this in this game as well. When Zach LaVine kind of slowed down a little bit, didn't score in double digits in the third quarter, other players stepped up, and Zach LaVine started passing the ball well as well, having 6 assists in this game. And that's the thing that makes a difference. That's why when we say that things should go through whoever's hot, it shouldn't just be DeMar down the stretches of games, because sometimes the offense does slow around DeMar. Zach is more of a willing passer. For some reason, he has this selfish label. He is more of a willing passer, and we saw him do that. One of the key stretches in this game, when the Detroit Pistons were marching back or trying to mount a comeback, Zach LaVine penetrated, got an open shot out to Alex Caruso. He had a couple of other times he did that. They didn't necessarily hit the shot. This is a win that we needed to see from this Bulls team, who are now winners of 5 of the last 6 games. They play the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow. They're going to need to play this balanced attack as well. But the Bulls are slowly looking like a team that could turn their season around. Not saying that it's going to happen for sure quite yet, but they are looking now 3 games under 500. Some of the closest that they've been to being under 500 almost since the season got away from them initially. They now are still, unfortunately, out of the play-in spot, or they're tied with Toronto for that last play-in spot. Oh, well, we'll worry about that when it comes to it. But this Bulls team is slowly improving, and that's what we need and wanted to see. That's what we need and wanted to see. This was a great game to see. And I will say for me, seeing Zach LaVine have the first half that he had was great. Seeing how he didn't really have much help in that first half, and how everybody else on this team stepped up in the second half to give him the assistance that he needed, and we slowly started running away with this game. Outscoring them in the fourth quarter by 11 points. Outscoring them in the first quarter by 12 points. Oh, I'm sorry. 8 points in that one. The Bulls won every single quarter but the second quarter. 52 points in the paint by the Chicago Bulls in this game. 38 rebounds. They win the rebounding battle by 3. 12 offensive rebounds, which if you guys have been watching me for a while, talk about how the Bulls don't really get a lot of offensive rebounds. They got some in this game. The turnovers, only 13 turnovers from the Bulls, which it sounds a little bit high, but if you guys have been watching the Chicago Bulls team regularly, you know we often have 18 and more turnovers at times. This is the way. Again, I would like to see things a little bit more tight. But the way that they played down the stretch, the way that when the Detroit Pistons briefly took over a lead, the Bulls came marching back and stomped on their necks and said, no, we got this tonight. This is our game. Shooting 57% from the field did the Chicago Bulls in this game. 44% from three-point range. There was a huge free throw discrepancy. The Detroit Pistons shot 24 free throws, whereas the Bulls only shot 15. But it is what it is there. 20 points off turnovers for the Chicago Bulls, 4 blocks from the Chicago Bulls, 3 of those coming from Nikola Vucevic, who all of a sudden, his footwork's moving like Vooch can move his feet. Vooch against a younger big, a younger player that's probably like 10 years younger than him. Vooch found a way to move his feet and be in good defensive position on a lot of these plays tonight. 18 fast break points from the Chicago Bulls today. This is the way that this team needs to play. They may have, the Bulls may be turning that corner. I'm not ready to say that they've turned the corner yet. I need to see more sustained level of play from them before I'm willing to say that. But this team is starting to look like the team that we need and want to see. And if this continues for this team, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit for them. All right, let's go ahead and get into the comments, see what you guys got to say. Chris43 says, Zach LaVine finally showed me he's a max player, sigh of relief. Feel you. There's going to be a lot of people echoing those sentiments. Jerome Johnson Douglas says, great victory, definitely. Austin in the building. Shout out to you, Austin. Zach had a career night. Absolutely. Zach with a 40p. That's from Keith Don't Miss. Ryan says, that's how the F it should be. Absolutely. Absolutely. Carlo, excellent defense. Brandon L. Jet, my birthday twin. Zach, that's what the F I'm talking about. Completely agree with you there. Rue, let's go, Haize. Absolute, bro, it's good to see this team playing this way, man. It's really good to see this team playing the way, man. Vern says we've won 5 out of our last 6. Mr. Bad Guy, Zach is back. I'll tell you what, if this continues, this was the first game to me that not only did it look like early last season Zach, but it looked like Zach the year before that. The year before DeMar came to the team, the year that we got Vooch at the midseason trade, that was Zach who played that was one of his most efficient seasons. And we have not really gotten to see him play like that since DeMar came here. And the difference is if Zach can somehow find a way, now you don't need 43 points every game, but I'm talking about the efficiency. If you can find a way to be that aggressive and efficient from Zach LaVine with the better cast that he has here now, we're definitely a playoff team. But they have to continue to prove this every night. They have to prove this every night. Brandon L. Jet, Bulls only 3 games back from the 6th seed. Now, I'll tell you what, with the Chicago Bulls, and we're excited right now, the Chicago Bulls are now, I said this was the last easy game on the schedule for a while. The Bulls now face one of their most difficult stretches of the season. Now, it gets way easier after this. We have a home and home against Cleveland that starts tomorrow, and the second one's Monday. We then face Brooklyn, who right now is the second team in the Eastern Conference. We then face Philly, who owns us as long as Joel Embiid's on the court. We then face Utah, who's been balling and presents a bunch of matchup problems. Then Boston, even though I do like the way we match up against Boston, we have 2 wins against Boston. You don't want to take that team lightly. Then we have the Washington Wizards. Then the OKC Thunder. Then Golden State Warriors. That's all leading up to January 15th. If the Bulls can come out of this above 500 in that stretch, I'm not even going to say how many games above 500. They can come out of that stretch above 500, whatever it is. If it's only 1 game, the rest of the season looks promising for the Chicago Bulls. Now, as much as we won 5 out of our last 6. If we lose most of the games in that stretch, it's going to be difficult to claw our way out of that. But I'm telling you right now, if over those next, how many is one? Over the next 9 games. So keep in mind, for the Bulls to be above 500, they're 3 games under 500 right now. Damn it. They would have to win 6 out of 9. And that's to be at 500. That's a tough go for the Chicago Bulls. But they have to lock in and do it. They have to lock in and do it. When Zach just focuses on energy, wow. And the way that he got to the line, I think I forgot, and maybe this goes for other Bulls fans as well, just how fast Zach LaVine's first step is when he's healthy and confident. His first step is ridiculous. And we got to see that on display big time tonight. Zach LaVine took play off 1-2 dribbles at the lane, and you could tell teams don't know how to really counteract that. When Zach LaVine is going the way that we know Zach can go, he's such a difficult player to guard in this league. He's such a difficult player to guard. Let's hope that it can continue. And that's what we need to hope for, and that he can keep this up, because I tell you what, with the way that DeMar plays in fourth quarters and in the second halves of games, the way that Vooch has been playing this season, the sky's the limit for the Chicago Bulls, but we got to make a stand. Scoochie, I pray this team has finally found it. You and me both, brother. You and me both, or sister, I don't know. Don't want to guess your gender. Great game from Zach. This was a fun game. He don't need to wear them shoes no more, though. No, if this is how he's going to play, when he wears those shoes, wear those shoes every single day. Yeah, they blind me, but it's worth it. I don't need to see if we win it. What I'm looking at. The wins is the only thing that we need to see. Hawks just lost to the Lakers today. I hope we get the 9th seed tomorrow. Very possible. Very possible. Chris Corvini, yo, Haize, that Zach dunk got to be in the new intro. Bro, that dunk is ridiculous, fam. Goddamn ridiculous is what that is. The Ultimate Rage says Zach did that thing tonight. All around great game. Yeah, and even locked in defensively. Now, he did get blown past on a couple of possessions that I got a little frustrated with him at. But, you know, it is what it is. Nobody's perfect. Great game, and John Cena was on SmackDown. Great Friday. John Cena, who was like 3 times smaller than what he was the last time I watched wrestling. Yeah, we beat the Detroit Pistons overly sarcastically. We were supposed to win this. Let's see what they do against the Cavs. They need to keep this same energy and add more to it. And I understand where you're coming from, L, but keep in mind, this is the same Chicago Bulls team that last time a 9-win team came into their stadium, they lost big time. So while, yes, the Bulls should have won that game, we need to give them credit for being able to keep in the energy and intensity, because they haven't this season. While I'm not saying this is the win that everybody should be like, oh my God, the Chicago Bulls, but we should take time out to acknowledge the fact of this team, just how difficult it's been for them to keep the energy up against the lesser teams in the NBA. Haize, for the season, Bulls are averaging 113 a game. Last 4 games, 122 per game. We might play much. We may not play much D, but we can score. I mean, much like with the Brooklyn Nets, right? Well, it's the kind of the opposite. The Brooklyn Nets are one of the best defensive teams. They're middle of the pack offensively as far as points per game. They only average 114 points per game. They're right above us, 1 spot above us. But their defense is what takes them to new levels. And so maybe the Bulls could be the opposite of that. I still think you need defense. So if the Bulls can play that brand of defense and keep that defensive intensity, keep in mind, this is Alex Caruso's first game back. Javonte's still on a minutes restriction as well. So we'll see. We'll see. And keep in mind, even though the Detroit Pistons aren't a team with a bunch of wins, matchups are a thing in the NBA. And with their size, and yeah, they're missing players, Killian Haize and stuff, but with their size, they match up pretty well against the Chicago Bulls. So Sean Garrett says, both teams were hooping tonight. This was such a great game. We lose this game without Caruso. Oh, Caruso definitely played huge part of it. Huge part of it. Livewire Sports and Entertainment says Zach was fire. Absolutely, bro. Sluggo says LaVine finally showed he's a max player, man. Shut the fuck, everybody saying that dumb shit. If he only drops 20 next game, the same idiots will say trade him while giving him. Listen, up and down, it is what it is. Zach LaVine is a max player. That whole conversation, oh, he's not a max. He is a max. He's a max by definition because he got a max contract. Fuck all that. I'm not into that conversation. Zach, we know he needed to play better. He played better tonight. That's it. Vooch always hits a dagger 3 in the clutch, yeah, but he also some clutch defense from Vooch. That's the thing in this game, and that's why, like, Vooch is never going to be a lockdown one-on-one defender. We all know that. But with the effort and when he's locked in and when he gets opportunities on the offensive side of the ball, he's more engaged defensively. That's the great thing. We don't need Vooch to be a lockdown defender. We need him to be an engaged defender. And an engaged Nikola Vucevic on the defensive side of the ball with what he can do offensively is still a top 5 to 8 center in this league. And that's what we got tonight. Now, we're definitely going to need it. Listen, Mobley and Jared Allen bitch Nikola Vucevic every time we play against them. Those young guys say, oh, man, we got the old man tonight. We got the old man tonight. Yeah, elder abuse. Is that what elder abuse? Mobley, you got him? Yeah, that's what they do to Vooch every time they see him. Vooch needs to be locked in tomorrow night as well. Because the elder abuse shit got to stop. Haize, for the season, Bulls are well, I already read that. The Ultimate Rage says, for real, Detroit was smacking them threes. Fortunately, because of their inexperience, they crumbled at the end. Yeah, but you can't give that up against a better team. So, we'll see. The Bulls need to be locked in. This is a confidence builder for sure, and let's see how they build upon it. Peep that fire chain, saw it on the Insta, and I want one now, Haize. Hey, if you hit me up, if you on the Insta, hit me up. I can send you a link to it. It's not that expensive. I don't stunt, right? This was a $65 chain. Like it's not super expensive. I just like the look of it. Bro, Nikola became Go Burr Olajuwon tonight. Bro, it was crazy to see him like moving his feet the way that he did. I didn't think Nikola Vucevic could still do that at this age. Yo, hey, Zach made 2-and-1s. I don't think I've ever seen this ever. Patrick Williams and Dragic are the weakest links. The team's offense is picking up. Patrick Williams and Dragic are the weakest. Bro, what are you talking about? Like sometimes, it's like every time you say something that goes the right way, you got to say something to make it go left. What are you talking about? The best defense is a great offense. I don't know about all that, but we'll see. When's the last time a team that couldn't ratchet it up defensively won anything considerably? Is my question. Hey, Isaiah Stewart is a beast. He was killing us under the rim, so damn strong. I almost thought Billy might try Drummond-Vooch combo to help us rebound a bit more. I thought that for a second too, especially when the Pistons took over the lead briefly. But, I think they're trying to save that they don't want too much tape on that. I really think that Drummond-Vooch lineup, they don't want too much tape. And they're going to probably have to use it the next 2 games as we face Cleveland the next 2 games. So we'll see. JDH, Caruso impact felt big time. Big time. Oh, no, I want to go to this one. Brendan L. Jet, Caruso effect and Kobe defense was awesome, but how about Drummond going beast mode? Listen, listen, when Vooch and Drummond are both playing on, it's a luxury that not a lot of teams in the NBA have, is to have 2 centers that can do what they can do. Education James says, I want to see Vooch and Drummond get some minutes together versus Cavs. I want Billy to actually test that lineup versus a big team these next 2. I feel safe in saying you're going to probably see at least a little bit of it. I don't know to the extent, but you're going to see at least a little bit of it. Haize, ultimately, we may not finish with a great record, but we may become the team that none of the top teams want to play, especially in the playoffs, and even more so if we get Lonzo Ball back. I tell you, tonight I'm recording a video. Before I go to sleep tonight, I'm recording a video on the Lonzo Ball news and getting that up. It'll be available for you guys tonight or in the morning, depending on how late you're up. I still do the pre-recorded episode tomorrow morning and the mailbag episode, but I got to get something out about that. Mo, the painter at the Bulls halftime show looked like Pat the Wow. What? That's crazy. That's wild. Okay. I mean, hey, if that's how you feel, I don't know. I didn't pay that close attention. I mean, I played close. I was looking more at the painting than anything else. Joseph says, you're right, Haize. We need to see it more. Yeah, we just need to see it more consistently, man. Way more consistently. Mike, I love the adjustments made to beat the traps thrown at Zach and DeMar. Yeah, listen, talk about Billy Donovan and his lack of adjustment sometimes. The coaching staff adjusted today. Now, they did it against one of the worst teams in the NBA. Let's see if they can do it against the Cavs and other teams. But, hey, they did what needed to be done today. Barbara Walters passed away? Oh, man. Hawks are a half game ahead of the Bulls. The Bulls have one more win. Listen, I'm telling you guys, man, this for everybody that was saying, oh, it's all over. This is why you can't give in to doom and gloom. Oh, well, it looks like the Bulls are actually the 10th seed back in it. So we own right now the 10th seed. We could be the 9th seed as early as tomorrow. So, yeah, let's do it. Education James says, Kobe White been a defensive beast lately, bro. Height, size don't measure his energy on defense. Completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. Mobley is questionable for tomorrow's game. Listen, teams do that almost every time we go into a game and somebody's listed as questionable and we think we may get one, they end up playing. Remember Brunson in that first Knicks game was listed as questionable. Some people were like, oh, he may not be back for a week. He definitely played in that game and helped cook us. So Castilla says 200 freeloaders, hit the goddamn like button. Francisco with the super chat. Thank you, brother, for supporting the channel at that level. I appreciate you, fam. Brandon L. Jet says that paint. Watch Brandon L. Jet go and cop that painting. Watch him go and cop that painting. Mark Shannon says revenge game tomorrow. One could hope, bro. Like, one could hope. The Bulls balled tonight. And so let's hope that it continues. Let's hope that this confidence is building for the team and they just continue to just ascend to the way that we thought that they may be. Fernando says, love your content. Great insight, Haize. Great insight every show. Plus that run from Drum was amazing. Absolutely. They said, take a shot, Haize. I don't have any alcohol in the studio. I took it all in the main house. I don't have any alcohol out here to shoot. None. Oh, never mind. It's right here. Take that back. Woodford Reserve. Take that back. Salute. Monsters of the Midway. When Zach pulls, instead of doing a bunch of pump fakes, he gets off. Does Zach do a lot of pump fakes? I don't know. I could be jaded. I see DeMar DeRozan pump fake so much. Like DeMar just pump fake twice just now. Maybe I just overlook anybody else's pump faking. Haize, what do you think about adding? Oh man, I'm tired of the Melo question. If they were this is what I'll say to this, Travis. And this isn't. I understand the question. I did a video on it. I would love to see Melo on the team, but the fact of the matter is this: if the Bulls were going to add Carmelo Anthony, they would have done it by now. So we can say what we think and what we want and all that, but at the end of the day, this front office is not going to bring Carmelo Anthony to this team. If they were going to do that, they would have did it. They would have done it already. Drew says it's crazy how jumbled the 6 through 11 seeds are. It's the whole Eastern Conference. Keep in mind, the Bulls right now, technically, are only 6 games back from being the 3 seed. The 3 seed. So it's not just like, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are all completely jumbled. But there's not that much separation in the Eastern Conference. That's why when people were saying, oh no, it's all over, the Bulls should blow it up, the Bulls should do this, I'm like, you do realize that even with how bad the Bulls were playing at that time, they were like 5 games out. The season isn't over with. This is why we play the games. We aren't even halfway through the season. Now we're getting close to that, but we're not even at the halfway mark. And because of the lack of separation between the teams, all it takes is one team to have an injury, one team to get hot, one team to make a trade, one team to do whatever for the Eastern Conference to be even more jumbled or people to start separating away. So it's way too early. It has been way too early to say anything is over for anyone in the Eastern Conference. Technically, right now, the Orlando Magic, which would be the 13th seed right now, they are the 3rd worst team in the Eastern Conference, are only 5.5 games back from being the 8th seed. It's not over for anyone in the Eastern Conference yet. It just isn't. Scuba says, how do you like Pat Will's game tonight? I like it. I like what he did defensively. I like the aggression from him offensively. Kind of with Patrick Williams, we're looking for specific things, right? We know he's more than likely not going to be, he doesn't get the amount of shots to be this offensive juggernaut or anything like that. And he's too young to maybe be that at this point. But you got to look at the aggression. He's taking shots a lot more confidently now. Only 6 shots total in this game. Want to see that be more towards 9 to 10 shots per game. But the defensive game he played in this, and that's some things that don't show up on the box score. Where he put his body at, how he kept people from getting into the lane and easy shots at the rim. Those are things that he's doing very well and consistently so far this season. Bulls don't need to care who's hurt on the Cavs. Cavs destroyed the Bulls without Garland last time. That's a great point, bro. That's a great point. Brandon just says, "LO, I'm thinking about buying that painting, Haize." I knew it, bro. I would love that in the studio, fam. Brandon just says, "Y'all stay one in Haize." Bro, if you knew how high my alcohol tolerance is, you wouldn't even worry about it, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. I scare the shit out of people with my alcohol tolerance. What the hell did Ricky text me? But yeah, it's crazy. Let's win tomorrow, in the year with the bank. If the Bulls win tomorrow, man, I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. Uriel says, also concerning the rebounding, Vooch cannot jump an inch off the floor. LOL. Many other centers and power forwards given problems because of their athleticism have to rebound as a team. Yeah, we're always at best when we rebound, and that's everybody. Even if we did have a center that could jump out the gym, you're still better off if you rebound as a team. Sluggo says, I can really see the Bulls leaping over Indiana, Atlanta, and New York by the time the season is over, making the Bulls a 7 seed. Haize, if we play our best basketball the rest of the year, what seed are we getting? If we play our best, all things even, right? I'm not even going to talk about if Lonzo does come back. If we play our best, let me bring up the standings real quick. If we play, I'm going to say this. I can see the Bulls getting the 6 seed, but they would have to lock in. But I think 7 seed is fair. The Bulls are probably more than likely still going to be in the play-in tournament this season, just to come to reality, unless they would have to have such a great run on the back half of the season to avoid that. And they could. I'm not saying they can't do it. So what will you do, Haize, if the Bulls beat the Cavs? Celebrate and do a post-game show and take a shot. That's what I'll do. Listen, this Bulls team is too far from anything for me to be getting too far up or too far down. So, with the way that I think and the way that I view things, this hat is really dope, by the way. I hate that you can't see the design on that part of it. There you go. But with that being said, is that the Bulls would have to really hit a great run. Like if the Bulls, for example, I said it, I think earlier, if they went on a stretch where they won 10 out of 15, that's when I'll start getting super excited. Until then, it's just they're doing the right things. They're taking care of the business that needs to be taken care of. But I'm not going to start acting yet like they're a surefire playoff team that they've avoided the play-in. I'm not going to start acting like that quite yet because they haven't gotten to that spot quite yet. Haize, the Bulls will be fine if they play with effort. Period. Effort and heart, and they still need the coaching staff as well to coach them good. How the hell do some Bulls fans say trade Zach in the next game are all for him? I swear we have some of the most toxic fans. Oh, bro, Bulls fans are the worst. Bro. They contradict themselves all the time. Haize, what 3-point shooting out there you see we can pick up for a trade to help us out without giving up a lot? I don't know, man. I'm putting together a video on that. But I just off the top of my head, I'm just not sure. Haize, have you heard of Mac McClung? Yeah, he was on the roster last year. The Mac McClung had a game for the Chicago Bulls when we had everyone out with COVID, and then they tried to keep him around for a little while, eventually cut him once everybody got back healthy. Yeah, I've seen him. He's not going to be a good NBA player. He's cool, but he's Jimmer Fredette. He can score. He may find the perfect situation for him, but he's cool to me. Black Dave, yo, great win. Great way to ring in the new year. That said, LeBron is definitely on gear. Dude is 38 and still the most jack athletic on the court. Everyone in his draft class is retired. Why are we talking about LeBron James? What the hell does that got to do with anything? Why are we talking about LeBron James? I don't give two shits about hairline James. And that's not a true, brother. I just don't care about LeBron. P. Will is counting the number of shots in his head, should be shooting more. No, he's not counting the number of shots in his head. The coaching staff does not run any plays for Patrick Williams. That's the biggest issue. It's not Patrick Williams isn't counting shots. It isn't that Patrick Williams doesn't want to shoot. It isn't any of that. He gets no plays ran for him. And to get as many shots as he gets, to have no, you know what? Other than The first play of last game, which went to Patrick Williams and he hit a bucket. Patrick Williams probably gets 3 calls played for him every 6 games. That's it. And the average, what is he average? This season, he's averaging 8 shots per game, which is the highest in his career. For him to average 8 shots per game and not get any plays called for him is crazy. Like, there's not a lot of players that are going to be taking that many shots without getting anything ran for him. Right now, Patrick Williams might as well be Ben Wallace. And not because of his skill level, but because they don't call any goddamn offensive plays for him. They don't. How much can you drink without getting tipsy? Oh, bro, I used to take Jack Daniels to the head and be cool. Me and my sister one time went out to drinks, only did shots. We spent about $215 on just shots. The waitress literally looked at us and said, I've never seen two people drink as much as you guys have and just walk out of here. And we just drove home. Police don't come get me now, but it is what it. Would I do that now? No, I'm a little bit older now. But yeah, I mean, my alcohol tolerance is ridiculous. So. Sean says, Chicago Bulls revenge tour the next games. Listen, I just want to see the team compete and win. That's it. I don't, all those extra storylines and shit, I don't even give a damn about that anymore at this point. Haize, do you think we can make a deal for Duncan Robinson? No. Keep that big contract having ass dude up off my team, man. I'm good on that. Only Lee Education James is welcome. Absolutely. Absolutely. Deshaun Fell says, Haize, come on, big dog. I'm for real, man. What it is. Steve O Speak says, speaking of tipsy, what the hell you fucked up on, bro? That's crazy, man. Haize, you have to feel a little bit confident after seeing how we handled the Bucks and how we're looking for revenge on any team. Let's not act like we blew out the Milwaukee Bucks. When you say how we handled the Bucks, I like the heart that we played with for sure. But I'm still like, it hasn't been long enough for me to be confident. I'm just going to be honest with you. It has not been long enough for me to be that confident in this yet. I'm happy. I know that they can do it, but will they? This team has to, I know they've won 5 out of the last 6, but they got to have a sustained level of play for a while before I'm ready to say that I'm super confident in this team's ability to turn it around. I know that they can. I know that they have the ability to, but they still got to show me a little bit more. I'm going to leave that alone. What else we got? I said we get to 500 by mid-January. Let's see. Hey, listen, let's hope that you're right there. Let's hope that you're right. Laxus Garcia says, thoughts on DeMar eyeing for DeMar? No, DeMar is not stupid. DeMar's not getting a max contract. He's not. DeMar can average 40 points from here until the end of his contract next season. He can score 40 points in every single one of those games. Guess what? There's nobody giving a max contract to DeMar DeRozan, a player who does not play defense for the most part, and at that point is going to be pushing 35 years old. He's not getting a max contract. Haize, the thing that'd be great is this team doing way better the rest of the season so Billy and the coaching staff can start developing plays for Pat and Drummond. Side note, Cavs game on back-to-back. Yeah, Cavs game tomorrow on back-to-back is going to be tough. We'll see. Jimmy in the building says, hi, bro. How you doing tonight? That was a good win by the Bulls. I'm great. Bulls won. I'm great. I like the realistic and reasonable takes, Haize, but I'm really liking the effort they've been showing recently, except the Rockets game. That's from Sean. Completely agree with you, bro. I love the effort they've been showing. It's just, to me, I have to see it done. And so they've been so up and down so much this season that I have to see it sustained for a little bit longer before I'm willing to just bet on it being something that's going to stick. That may be the pessimistic part of my fandom, but yeah. Haize, everybody's talking about making a trade, but there are going to be a lot of players on the buyout market. Well, look at how the buyout market played out for us last season. Not to say that it's going to do that. There's teams that do get really good players on the buyout market. But I think people are talking about trade because when you do the buyout, you're kind of at the mercy of what other teams decide to do. When you go out and do a trade, it means that you are actively going out and getting your guy. And I think that's why Bulls fans are more focused on the trade. I can't say that I blame them because the buyout didn't really work for us. We got somebody who on paper and by what they said were going to bring a lot of the things that the Bulls needed. And then all they did was sit there and get caught up in pick and rolls for 12 minutes a game. So, shout out Tristan Thompson there, but, it kind of is what it is. Ben Paul, yeah, we already broke down the schedule, bro. Like, I literally went through every game leading up to January 15th. Travis says, Haize, I might have alcohol beverages hook up for you. My wife's brother delivered alcohol for Benny's and other places. He come home with hella alcohol and give it to us for the low. Let you know when he have more. Definitely let me know. Definitely let me know. Ben Paul says, am I crazy for winning Kuzma? No, you're not crazy for it. It just got to realize that it's probably unlikely, but no, you're not crazy for it. Matthew, good thing is once the season reaches the halfway mark, they don't play any teams in the top either conference more than twice. That's what I said. Literally, after January 15th, if the Bulls can get to 500, and this is what we'll say, if the Bulls can get to 500 by the January 15th game, which is against the Golden State Warriors, not saying that they're going to beat the Golden State Warriors to get above 500, but if they can be above 500 by that point, the schedule gets so much easier for the Chicago Bulls. Yeah, we got tough games against me. That's just the NBA, but it's not like the toughest stretch that we have after January 15th is in mid-February, where we have Milwaukee, and then we have Brooklyn, and then we have Washington and Indiana before that, and then Toronto. That's the hardest stretch that we have left the rest of the season. After that, listen, not saying the Bulls can coast because they can't, but it gets a lot easier after that. Melvin, the effort has been better except the Rockets game, but we're 5-1 since they said Zach been playing like a bitch in the locker room. That's funny. Oh no, this is painful. I will never see the Bulls logo the same again. Upside down, it looks like robot. I mean, no. I mean, are you new? It looks like a penguin to some. It is what it is, man. I don't give a fuck about that. Ricky Fontaine says, Pat scores 4 points. Billy, okay, enough of this shit. Get the ball to Zach and DeMar. You are absolutely right. Absolutely right. Michael in the building says, the key to winning tomorrow is something I've been saying. Other players besides the center got to crash the offensive boards, especially when it's in the fourth quarter and we're down more than 4 points. I mean, scratch the whole last part of what you said. We have to rebound better as a team, period. That's regardless if we're up, regardless if we're down, regardless if we're tied, it don't matter. The Bulls have to rebound better as a team, and they have to go after more offensive rebounds. Like I said, I need a solid month of winnings and improved behavior for me to believe in this team 100. You have a hell of a task the next few games. So I tell you, if the Bulls by some luck come out of this stretch of those 9 games and they go, I'll tell you this, if the Bulls somehow can go in that stretch 7-2, 6-3, I'll give it 5-4, slightly above 500. If the Bulls can go 5-4 in that stretch, I think I'm going to be a believer in that alone because the schedule gets so much easier after that. This is a great point from Ricky Fontaine. Let's remember, though, Kuz averages 18 shot attempts a game. He ain't getting that here. That's period. He is not getting that here at all. What are the chances of us winning a championship? Oh, bro, come on, man. Like, can we get out the play-in? Like, can we do that first? Like a championship? Jesus, bro. I'm a C Red Bulls fan my whole life, but that's a tall ass there, brother. That is a tall ass, man. There are a lot of games this season where trash teams give good teams a run for their money, but the good teams pull it out when it matters. We're becoming a team that does that lately. Well, hell, I mean, let's keep in mind, the Rockets game was just a little bit ago. Like, so let's not act like we've had this sustained run of it, but I do think that we can become that team for sure. Shy Bulls podcast says get the 6 seed before we even think of. Nah, bro. Like the Bulls would literally have to win 22 out of 30 games for me to even talk. Like if the Bulls go on a 22 out of 30 stretch, they don't have to all be in a row. I'm literally gonna be in this. Oh, we can beat Giannis. We can do this. LeBron, who? Fuck hairline. Like I'm gonna be out doing all types of crazy shit. But we got to get there, bro. Bro, imagine we somehow win a championship this year. I would be in tears. That's hilarious. Bro, if the Bulls win a championship this year, y'all, somebody gonna have to literally come check on me to make sure I don't die of alcohol poisoning. If the Bulls were to win that, and that's probably any year. If the Bulls were to win, fuck it. I'm gonna say this. If the Bulls get to an Eastern Conference Finals this year and they look like they're about to win the Eastern Conference Finals, somebody immediately hit the road, come to my house, kick in the door if you have to, and save me from alcohol poisoning, because I'm definitely going to be having alcohol poisoning somewhere. I can tell you that right now. The chances Beyonce will look your way. Nah, listen, Beyonce clearly only likes camels, bro. Like, she ain't looking none of our way, bro. She into that bestiality shit. She ain't looking at none of our way. Why do I say this shit, man? Why do I not think before I speak? That's crazy. Imperfect Kingdom says, let's go Bulls, more wins, more designs. Yeah, definitely, bro. I feel you there. Feel you there. Can we just cut ties with Ball and spend the money? No, that's not how it works, Tone. That's not how it works, bro. It's not how it works at all, man. At all. How realistic is it for Lonzo Ball to come back and fit right into the chemistry that the Bulls are currently developing? Lonzo equals less time for Io, Dragic, Caruso, something like that. I don't know, man. It's not going to be seamless. It's not. You can't be out of basketball a year and things just come right back like that. I think it's going to take a minute, bro. Two times a week, bestiality was used between us. That's crazy. Oh man, that's funny. That is hilarious, man. Bro, I am not worried. Ruins my reputation for what? I'm crazy. Like, this is the thing, right? Nobody can cancel somebody who truly doesn't give a fuck. And if you guys have been listening to me long enough and you think I give a fuck, I wish a motherfucker would try to cancel me. I'm literally going to be on here talking more shit the next stream. Like, literally, the only way that anybody can cancel my black ass is if YouTube decides to pull the plug on my channel. That's it. Jay-Z ass do look like dehydrated sunflower seeds. Wow. Haize feeling the liquor. These unfiltered thoughts got me. Oh, this ain't got nothing to do with liquor, bro. You know I'm crazy. Haize, how are you feeling about this game tomorrow with Cleveland? Also, if the Hawks lose their next game and the Bulls win to Cleveland, they'll be the 9th seed. I think we're only a half game back. I think if we win regardless, we can get that. But I mean, I'm feeling cool. I'm worried. Don't get me wrong. Like, the Bulls have to come in with big confidence, but we'll see. Haize, I don't think you can die from champagne poison because that is what you would be drinking if. Oh no, I don't drink champagne. I actually don't like champagne. What was the Lil Wayne lyric? I don't drink champagne to make my stomach hurt. It don't make my stomach hurt. I just don't like that shit. I only drink hard alcohol. So no, I would absolutely have alcohol poisoning. Absolutely have it. You must ain't hear what he did to that former NBA. Oh man, I cooked Jordan Crawford's ass, bro. That's crazy. A brontosaurus? Wow. Not sure how you get this article. It is how. Not sure how would you get this article. Is by it's by Sports Mockery. It says the Bulls could eye Jordan Clarkson for a swap with him and Pat. Would you? Oh no, that's not a real one. Because keep in mind, the last thing that we heard is the Utah Jazz are preparing to offer Jordan Clarkson an extension. They're not trading him. They're not trading him. Haize threatened a man's life the other day. LOL, I was rolling. I did, didn't I? That was crazy. But that ain't, listen, that you can say it's threats. Y'all know me. I'm crazy as shit. A motherfucker show up in my house, I'm shooting you. Like, that ain't no threat. That is not a threat. I am telling you right now, if you show up in my house unannounced, I'm shooting you. That's it. We ain't got shit to talk about. My kids live here. I'm shooting you. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. By the time your ass dying, the Bulls would not have won a championship. Don't curse my life like that, bro. What's wrong with you, man? that's self-defense. What the fuck y'all talking about? Exactly. Come on now. Vaughn, great point, Vaughn. This is facts. There really aren't many sitters better than Vooch at his best. And I heard Pacers were re-signing Turner. Yeah, I mean, there's really not. And I know people aren't happy with him. I know he has his flaws as a player. And that's why I always tell people, like, when it comes to focusing on an upgrade from Vooch, most people just focus on, oh, let's get this defensive center that can block shots in here. If they can't shoot to at least 15 feet and they aren't a solid passer, it's going to hurt the offense more. Don't you put that on, Haize. Ricky Bobby, that's funny. That's crazy. I'm shooting you, merch coming soon. That's crazy. This isn't even a fitted. This is actually a snapback, which is crazy. But this hat is dope, bro. This is one of my favorite joints. Y'all can see the design behind the bull. That shit dope, man. It's like, I think it's supposed to be the Chicago skyline or something like that, like buildings. Dope. Bro, like me and the Cognac boys getting together for a video on that. Listen, you see what Rudy Gobert is doing for the Timberwolves, and y'all wanted to trade everybody for that. Ali Fault says, I predict a Bulls win tomorrow. From your mouth to God's ears, brother. Let's hope that that's the case. Not to say that if it's not, it's a big deal. Like, we'll see, but I really hope the Bulls can get that win. I really hope that they can. Man, you always got the fresh gear, Haize. I'm getting a couple new hats myself. Listen, man, I can't even front, bro. Like, at this point, I don't know if I still do it so much because of I'm the king of Bulls merch, so I gotta like keep it up. Cause it gotta be some point where I gotta just stop buying hats, fam. Like, I literally have to stop buying hats at some point. Well, just merch in general. Like, my closet is like half Bulls merch. It's ridiculous, bro. I could literally probably go a full month, if not more, wearing only Bulls gear. It's crazy. Matthew, you need to come up with the merch with some of the best lines ever said on the streams. Put me in, coach. My dick is fine. I did say that, didn't I? Well, that's why I got to work with Imperfect Kingdom. We got Petty. I don't think we're ready to release it yet. Are we Imperfect Kingdom? But we got Petty Roosevelt tea coming. The Petty Roosevelt tea is officially coming. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. Dumbasses come on here talking foul shit to Haize. Comes with the territory, I suppose. It does. But, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Haize has renamed this channel Chicago Drip Central. Oh, man, that's funny. Billy Donovan will talk to the medical staff to see if Zach will play tomorrow because it's 3 games in 4 nights. I mean, hey, it is what it is there. I mean, all jokes aside, Zach played a hell of a game tonight. And considering how many games they do play in a condensed amount of time, if they do decide to sit him, not to say that I would like it, but you kind of got to just understand it at that point. The Bulls play Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday after playing today. And then they have a back-to-back next weekend as well with Philly and Utah Friday and Saturday next week. So, I mean, they'll see. I mean, Zach looked great today, though. He looked great. Drip Central, you already know. Ass baby shirt coming. Wow. What was it? Glass ass and ass baby? Like, that's crazy. We've come up with some great ass terms on this channel. Let's see. But yeah, we've come up with some great ass terms on this team. The Rock's doctor says the Chosen will drop 30 tomorrow. All good. Hey, let's hope so. Bro, you don't be knowing what the fuck you talking about. This is the second time this season he's led us. Keep in mind, he just did it. Well, not just, but he did it against the first game against Brooklyn. Yeah, Clip God, I'm convinced Clip God don't actually watch sports. Like, he literally just, oh, well, Zach, this. You know what? Clip God is inside the Chicago Bulls. I guarantee you. You remember when we said Joker was inside the Chicago Bulls? He went away, became Clip God. And because what are you the god of? You ain't posting no clips. You ain't doing shit.
Oh, well, Zach LaVine, this is the second time in 2 seasons that Zach LaVine has led his team in scoring. What?
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get that shit on up out of here, man. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. Fuck you talking about, bro? Joke. After I flame Joker, he comes in here every once in a while. I really do think I hurt Joker's feelings. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I really do think I hurt Joker's feelings. But you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is there. Sluggo says, gotta sit him at least one of those. It's the best thing to do, in my opinion, or limit his minutes. See, I would not mind that. I would not mind that at all if they had to limit his minutes. Especially with the play of Kobe, I would not mind that at all. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Why do you do Joker like that, gang? Listen, bro, Joker was in here tripping one night, bro. Like, that motherfucker, like, Joker literally, he must have been off one of them beans, bro. Like, he was in here tripping one night. He was going at other people, and you know me. You can only come at my people so much before I'm just like, all right, man, listen. You about to get this work. And Joker had to get that work that day. He had to get that work. Bro, people were saying that tank for Bronny. That's crazy, bro. That's wild. Jamal, love what you do, Haize. Great night from Zach. Realistically, what player would you compare Zach to? Also, I'm sad Terry didn't get his 12 minutes tonight. Maybe soon. 10K subs are on the way, bro. Thank you for that. What was the question? What player would you compare Zach to? I don't like the comparing. Like, I'm too analytical, and like comparisons, like I don't even like comparisons in normal conversation. I hate comparisons. My brain, maybe it's just something wrong in my brain. I don't like comparisons. Zach LaVine is Zach LaVine. Because the way my brain works is literally, I would try to compare him to a player, and then one minor difference would have me be like, oh, no, that's not a good comparison. Joker was off of A-ball. Yeah, I lit Joker up that night, fam. Definitely lit him up that night. And I look back at him and be like, I shouldn't have went that hard at him, because Joker has literally been here since like the 5th video on this channel, but he was tripping that night, bro. Joker was tripping hard, bro. And he was Joker been tripping all summer, really. And I think that's it all culminated and boiled over that day, because Joker been tripping all season. Like, I prove him wrong all the time. Joker be like, oh, well, Zach LaVine doesn't
score. He doesn't score against the top teams in the what? He doesn't score. And
I literally went through and quoted every big game he had against top teams, even after his knee injury. He was like, oh, but that was only because those teams gave up. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Bruh. That. Oh, I'm in it. No, I'm not. I'm in. No, I'm not. I'm back out. Oh, I'm in. No, bro, come on, man. That's wild. Wow. DeMar be pump faking in the bedroom? Like, that's crazy. That's wild. That's crazy. We should create a record of all the people you aflamed for saying dumb shit, bro. That shit would be that. That's a long ass list, fam. That is a long ass list. That's wow. That's crazy. That's a long ass list. No wonder that motherfucker got 4. You got 4 kids off just the tip. All right, that's taking it too far. Took it a little bit too far there. Gotta stop. But all right, y'all. That's it, man. We're going to go ahead and shut down the stream today. I don't know if we're going to do a Locked On Bulls tonight. We don't always do them on Friday nights, but if we do, we may do a 15-minute live over there. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Also, be tuned into the channel, man. I appreciate you guys so much, man, for what you do and how you've helped this channel grow. I can't stress that enough as we keep getting closer and closer to the 10K goal that we have set. We're not going to be there by the end of the year. That's clearly not going to happen, but you know, we need to get to 10K as soon as possible. And I just appreciate you guys for all the support of the channel. Just being what you guys have been for so long, man. But that's it for me for today. Make sure you're following the show at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and our voicemail, the number to do so is 773-270-2799. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I love you guys, man. Go Bulls. See Red. See you guys tomorrow. Let's finish the year off with a dub against the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. Peace, y'all.